Welcome to the channel. Thank you everybody for tuning in today. So it's that time of year again. AliExpress has done another sale. This is the 11/11 sale. Now quite a few YouTubers have already come out with some videos, so there's quite a lot of recommendations already out there. And for mine, there's going to be two videos. One will be a video me talking about watches that I've actually had over the year, watches that I have reviewed and have got personal hands-on experience, so I'll be making those recommendations. And the second video will be like honorable mentions or watches that I know will be good and they are worth looking at. To be honest, this sale isn't the best. The sale that happened I think in August, that was a lot better. There are a few articles that on this sale you can save quite a bit of money, but there are some where it is a very small saving, so there's no really rush to kind of get those items anyway. There's also a few sneaky ones, so keep an eye out for them. If you're looking at items before the sale, you'll actually see that some are more expensive at the time of sale, so just be wary of that as well, which is kind of strange, but it's AliExpress. What are you gonna do about it? As always, hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already, and please consider using all those affiliate links that will be on the video description, which is very important. If any of the items that I have mentioned are already in your basket through some other link, please remove that item from your basket and use the link that you're going to get from my channel. Real talk. These sales come around. It's also obviously a way for the YouTube community and us reviewers to cash in on these commission affiliated links, so let's not let's be mindful of that, and I'll put it out there as well. So this is as important for you as it is for us. Thank you everyone for watching, and we'll move over to the AliExpress store so I can show you some of the watches that I think you should consider getting or adding to your collection. So we are on the AliExpress app now. I've saved the watches in my personal recommendations already on a wish list, so it should be easily accessible. So there's about 17 watches. Now I'm not going to go through each and every single one in detail. I'll flick through some because there is quite a lot of information out there, and at this point in time I think a lot of you guys should know what those watches are, and without me necessarily going into too much detail. So let's start off the list. Top of the list, I've got a Flieger watch, and it's by ESCAPEMENT Time. Now ESCAPEMENT Time is one of these brands from AliExpress. They do something very different, and this watch in particular did catch my eye, but it's had plenty of reviews, so I've not actually tried to get this. Brilliant watch. I'm not too much of a fan of Fliegers, but I do like how they've designed this watch, and if you are a fan of these, definitely one recommendation to go for. You've got a sapphire crystal NH35 movement. I love this personally. I love this onion style crown, so great little features. And the Flieger is always meant to be a simple watch anyway, and I think this will be very enjoyable. This does not seem to have a sale on there, but for £70 I think it is one of those watches that you're really gonna enjoy, and it looks a lot more than it actually costs. The second one down the list, we're going to look at Heimdallr. Now I am a big fan of Heimdallr myself, and it's gone under the radar a bit. They did release this quite new, but I've not really seen it get any hype on the YouTube, on the circuit. But I do have these on order. I'm just having some delay within the UK. I don't know if you guys know this, we've got a second lockdown, so some of the parcels are being delayed. But the great thing about this one is it's only 105 before the sale. After the sale it's under £100, £98.65. And what I can say about this watch is I'm very accustomed to Heimdallr's quality, and I can tell you this is going to be a great watch. I've already got their bronze version of this, so the fact that they've done a 6309 or SRP turtle, it's absolutely brilliant. You got two dial options. You can have a look at both. Personally, I'll go for the black, and you've got that traditional Seiko inspired dial that we're used to seeing. So the price is the main thing here, under £100. I know San Martin did a turtle SRP or a 6309, whichever one you want to call it, and theirs was quite expensive. So if you want a turtle homage, this is the one to go for. Third, I've had a couple of questions about the best 62 mass bronze diver. The one from San Martin is a 62 mass reissue. However, I'd look at Heimdallr definitely to give you that classic 62 mass look. Obviously, dimensionally, they're not there to the original 62 mass. However, this bronze one does look amazing. They come with sapphire crystal. You can also have an option of hardlex, mineral glass, and then you've got a few color options as well. So the price on the sale, you're looking at, depending on what option you go for, from 127 to 156. I think for a bronze 62 mass that looks as good as it does here, with that bubble glass, fantastic buy. Just below that, we've got the normal Heimdallr 62 mass. I've reviewed this multiple times. I did a comparison between this and the San Martin. Now, for me, it's just subjective on looks. The San Martin is more superior because of purely the bracelet. The looks are completely subjective. So the Heimdallr has the more traditional looks now of the 62 mass Homage, and then you've got the San Martin just below that. Of course, we know about the San Martin. I don't need to go into any details about this. But compared to the Heimdallr, it is somewhat significantly different in terms of price. So that's another one to have a look for. Moving on down, let's look at the Chronos. Now, Cronos have released a PT5000 version of that sub Homage that we saw San Martin come out with. So we know there is a link between both, but this one, it comes with the PT5000 as mentioned. So you got that high beat, 8 ticks a second movement, which absolutely will transform how this watch looks, because you get the higher beat, you get that smoother sweep on there, and of course it's got all the great elements that you've seen on the San Martin SN067, I believe it is, or they call it the Water Ghost. So this is Cronos's version with that PT5000. I think the price is exceptional as it is, but I don't think there's a sale on there at the moment. However, it's definitely one to look for just because of that movement. And of course, the build quality is not going to be any different to the one that you see on the San Martin. Second one down on the list on Chronos, I have reviewed this myself as well. So this is that bronze 62 mass inspired diver. The build quality, exceptional. The dial is great. The hands are great. The color options are great as well. If you can get past the logo, which most people can, it's definitely one to buy. It's got also one of the longest lasting looms going, sorry. Moving on down, we've got the Heimdallr. We've got a couple of tuners coming up. So this Heimdallr tuner at 136, I think for a 1 kilometer tuner, the 1000 meters of water resistance, NH35, you've got this great gold and black looks. I think this is going to be a good buy, a very good buy for obviously the money that you're paying for it. And it's got Heimdallr's, of course, build quality as well. But the build quality on these is up there. There's no doubt about that. And obviously the price for putting together everything that you get is great value for money. Then talking about tuners, if you just want a tuner Homage, you want something which is good, I state that you don't need to go past Steeldive, to be honest. Now, the one here, the Steeldive SD1975, on sale is just under £100, coming in at £99.94. And you don't need to go any further than this, to be honest. The actual watch case, brilliant. The movements are NH35, it's a double dome sapphire crystal. You've got that classical tuner dial on there with the handsets. Watch is brilliant. I can't knock it at all. So you got exceptional value for money on this. The only thing is the bracelets aren't the best, but because of the design of the tuner can, you can put in any straight end log bracelet, any aftermarket one that you like, and it'll look great. So coming on down to the Proximas, so I'm a massive fan of Proxima. Now I think in the sale you're going to save a bit of money. Let's just have a look at one. So you're looking at a saving of £3, £4, £5 on this one. However, just looking at the watch, I've done a full review on this, the Proxima MM300 Homage in the gilt. Absolutely top-notch watch. Definitely recommend that. And moving on down, just below that, you've got the one in black. So you can choose between the black and gilt. I'd definitely go for the gilt one. In that Proxima, we've done the Tuna as well. I recently reviewed this, and this is one. It doesn't have much over the Steeldive. I will be doing a comparison between the two. However, the main thing is the reason you would buy the Proxima is just because of the dial. The dial is a bit more of a classical interpretation or inspiration for a Seiko Homage, and I think, you know, it's awesome. There's a bit of better brushing around the shroud on the Proxima, but that's all looking at it from the top. Moving further on down, let's hit San Martin now. So the two from San Martin I definitely recommend, obviously, is the Water Ghost, the version 3 with the hex logo. Really good build quality, exceptional bracelet, and then you've got that classical, you know, 40mm dimensions, those awesome dimensions that are very much in line with the watch that it takes inspiration from, or that is homaging. Further on down after that, you've got the San Martin 6200, which is this new retro vintage diver homage, and I'm trying to get hold of this at the moment, but I think they are quite busy with, you know, preempting the sales, etc. So this is stuck in transit, but looking at this watch, I have no doubt it is going to be great, because obviously it's from San Martin now. They've proven their worth over all these watches now, so I don't think there'll be any surprises. The overall look of the watch is great. Sale price 172. So if you like that, that's something that you can consider and putting it in your basket ready for the sale. Now this one, the Sugess ST1901 mechanical chronograph. Now this by far I think for this year has been one of my best watches that I reviewed. Took me by surprise. Beautiful watch, very gorgeous to look at. It's got that seagull 1901 movement. It's also got that swan neck or gooseneck modification, and just the back of the watch looks so pretty, as well as the actual dial. It is one of the nicest looking watches that you'll wear. When I did have it, it's difficult to take off your wrist, and it's difficult not to look at it all the time. So you can get quite obsessive about this watch. I think dimensions and proportions are absolutely spot on, and it will it'll have its own place in your collection, even if that collection is just dive watches or whatever. Moving on down, this one is by Phylida. Now, thing with Phylida is Phylida watches, I have recommended some in the other video that I'm gonna do as well. Yes, the name is a massive problem when it comes to Phylida. Everyone seems to say the same thing, and I'm in complete agreement with most people with what the name sounds like. Now, what they have done to counteract that, I think most of the models you can buy with the sterile dial. Now, not all watches look great with sterile. However, this one here, this 45mm pilot chronograph, runs a Miyota movement, but with this one, because of how busy the dial already is, you've got 3 sub dials, and you've got these gilt or bronze handsets. You don't need a name on there, and it looks absolutely fine without the name. So let's just show you a picture with no logo, and you can just see there's no difference really. It won't really affect the look of the watch if there's no name on there, but it's a cracking watch. And last but not least, we've got this San Martin Sinn Homage. Now, I reviewed this, and this watch, again, it was one of those watches in this year which just took me back, to be honest. Kind of took me by surprise. There were no previous reviews to this watch, and this is a different style of diver. I'm used to Seiko style of divers, but this is really different. And the time I did have this, I did really enjoy the watch, and it also comes with that high beat PT 5000 movement, and this watch was my first exposure to that movement. So exceptional watch, exceptional build quality from from San Martin, and this one I would really consider as well. There's actually not a lot in stock. There's about 4 left of the silver dial, and I think when my video first came out, quite a few did sell. just because of that video, and is a cracking watch. It is for the slightly bigger wristed guy, so about 7 inches and above, you'll be absolutely fine with it. So that's it for my recommendations for this video, and these are the watches that I have had a chance to review, with the exception of the Phylida and the San Martin Retro Vintage Diver. The rest of them, I've had hands on them all at some point or another. So if you want to get them, please consider using the links in the description. And that's all for this video. Stay tuned for the next one, and I'll catch you soon. Thank you everyone for watching.